Mm-hmm.
and
Yep.
retail, the real tech.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Cool. We're good.
Yeah.
We're good.
All right.
Awesome. All right. So, well, again, that brings me to my first point we were asking people to log in at least 15 minutes before, so that we can do tests and just make sure everything's working. So you wanna if you can log in at 11:15, session starts at 11:30. Um, that would be fantastic.
Awesome. Well, this is great. I'm looking forward to
Awesome.
it. I love preparation. I love it.
Yes.
So this is
Yeah.
so
Well, awesome. Well, I'll go through just some of the features here, so you kind of know what you're looking at. So obviously, you're on screen now. You can see yourself on screen. On the little panel to the left, you might see a little thumbnail of yourself. I'll show you what that looks like when you go off screen, and I'll do this for you as well, Amy. Um, so you can see right now you're off air. Your little thumbnail should be in black and white. So that means we can't see or hear you. Us on the control end, we can see you and everything, but the audience can't. Um, so that means you don't have to worry about muting your mic or anything like Zoom because it's not going to come through. And then when we put you on the screen,
mhm.
obviously it'll say on air. You'll see yourself on there, and now your camera and mic are live.
I
So
gotcha.
it's a little more, we manage more of that on that end, so you don't have to worry about muting and unmuting yourself and all that stuff. You
Okay.
can obviously if you want to. You've got those little circle buttons with the mic
Mhm.
and the camera,
Mhm.
um, and everything. But that's
Oh,
what that looks like. Um, the only maybe exception to that is that I don't think this applies to you a ton, Dr. Leach, since you're really giving it, a presentation. But if it was a panel or something, or let's say you and Amy were maybe going back and forth in Q&A, and you have, say, an extended answer to a question or something,
uh-huh.
from a production standpoint, we might go ahead and make you full screen
Yeah.
just
Okay.
temporarily. You can see Amy, you're still technically on the screen. You're not
Right.
off air, so we could still hear you, Amy, if you were speaking.
Okay.
Um, but you're still on air. You're not
But the
backstage off
focus is on
air.
the keynote. Right.
Exactly. Yeah. So those are kind of the two layouts there.
Okay.
Um,
Do we have the
and
titles
then
at the bottom this
well,
year?
yes, exactly, yes. And so in fact, I've got that built even,
Ah, okay.
so you can see that. So when people speak, we'll bring that up. We'll do one, like for when it's for Q&A. Do you have like a Q&A section built in kind of at
I
the end of the
do. I
speech, or
do. And so
perfect?
do I upload my slides to you all when I'm done?
Yes, yeah, we can go over. Yeah, I want to go over the chat, and then we'll go over
Okay.
slides. So maybe let's start with the slides, and then we can move into kind of how the chat
Sure.
and the Q&A works. Um, so with your slides, you can certainly send them to us so that we can have them as a backup, but you can screen share
Okay.
um, if you'd like. Um, you see those kind of round icons next to your
Yes.
camera and your
Yep.
microphone. There's a little computer with an arrow.
Yep.
So you can go ahead and click on
Okay.
that, and it should let you share your screen.
Okay.
Now, are you using a single monitor
I
setup,
have
dual
a dual
monitor? How do you
monitor.
have
I
that
have
set up?
dual monitor, but
Okay.
I'll probably be doing a single for sure. Um, is that okay? I mean, it doesn't matter, whichever's easy.
It's up to you. Yeah, the tricky thing with PowerPoint, of course, is that PowerPoint, I assume it's
It
PowerPoint
is.
slides, right? PowerPoint wants to take over your
That's
screen,
fine.
right? So you won't be able to see yourself or any controls or anything if you use a single screen, but
If I use a single
that's not a
screen,
big deal.
right? So
Right, because PowerPoint will take over, when you're in slideshow mode, it'll take over your whole
yes. Oh,
screen.
I have dual screens here. It'll
Right, that's
take
what I was
over
asking.
both
Yeah,
of
if
them,
you
or just one.
no, no, no. Yeah, it should just be one.
Got
Because if you're using, I don't know if you use presenter view where
yes,
it shows you like the
yes.
notes and stuff. So if you do that, you can also that'll automatically become full screen. So you have the slides on one screen, presenter view
Yep.
on the other. You can also make that presenter view window smaller so it doesn't
Okay.
have to take up your whole screen.
Okay.
Um, just so that you can see, you can switch over to the chat or whatever when we get to that.
Okay.
section.
And I'll monitor the chat too.
Okay, great.
And feed you questions. So you don't have to do both of those at once. And you just tell me when you're ready for questions. Is there a
Okay.
certain time point, or you just want to say it verbally to me?
Well, I'll get, once I finish my overarching thematic pieces of the presentation, I'll open it up for questions.
Okay.
But, people can plug in as they wish.
Okay.
I'm fine with that. And you can just let me know if there's some other questions along the talk.
Okay.
I'm wanting it to be a little bit interactive and not really me talking to them. So there's different points in my presentation where I will ask them to think about different things as well. So, yeah, I've done panels and stuff on these things. I like to be in person. So this is really testing me a lot, to be frank. So I'm gonna do my best to make it as interactive as I possibly can, because I just do not want to just sit and talk to people. It's just, I don't want to bore them. Yeah.
Well, let's let's go over kind of how that chat works, and then we'll have you test out screen sharing just to make sure that's working for you. So, and this is again almost more for you, Amy, since you're moderating, you'll be asking. So there is, where I was talking with you, like for tech help, that's the private chat, and that's a great place for exactly to communicate with the tech staff, to send a message to Amy. Audience never sees that. That's just kind of a little like, hey, I need some help, whatever. That's that. There is another chat. I think that's just called chat. I think it should be on maybe your right side, and I'll go ahead and put a thing there.
It doesn't have a label, but it just says messages from audience.
Yes, I see. Yeah.
Okay, and you see that now. So that's where Jay, our technician, he'll be on the website itself. There is a chat box under the live stream window, and so he'll be copying any questions that come through. He'll copy those, put them in that chat, and that way, Amy, you can look at that chat and see, then you can triage the questions and ask the ones you want, or however you want to do that. But that's where all that stuff will be. It's usually we just put any questions. We don't necessarily put like all the comments like, hey, this is great, or I totally agree. Like, we don't necessarily copy that part over. But just anything.
But if Dr. Leach is going to be asking people to reflect on something, sometimes it might be comments that they have rather than questions.
Right.
Jay, we put those in here just so I can say
so
an answer to a question.
We could. Yeah, that does change it a little bit. I mean, I guess in that scenario, I don't know, Jay, what do you think? Is that something then, Dr. Leach, that you would want to look at, like, because you can look at it.
So I think if you just feed it to the private chat, then I can see it. Maybe that will help. There's a private chat piece over here. Like, I can see it.
Yeah. Can you see the other chat part of it?
Is that where I just typed this?
That's the private chat. But over on the right-hand side of your screen, there's the little thing that says AVEX audio visual audience solution here. That's usually where the audience responses will come up.
Okay.
Yeah, that's usually, we put that in there just to separate it from like other backstage chat. If that's accessible to you. I don't know. What do you think, Jay? What's
Amy,
the best?
If you could just, feed those things to me, it's fine.
Absolutely.
And I think it's just more interactive. We're good. I can. That's fine.
So just anytime I'll just stay alert. Anytime you ask for them to pause, reflect, enter some comments, I'll just look over to that stream and I'll just let you know what's coming in. If you happen to see it, feel free to jump in. And Jay will be putting those.
Yeah, that'll work.
Right, your AVEX side.
I think so. Do you think that's? I mean, I guess if anyone's giving a response to a reflection, then we could copy that over.
Oh yeah. That, right.
It really comes down to how interactive it is and like how much comes through. It's a manual process for us to actually copy it and paste it over to this, which is doable if it's reasonable and the amount of material is like that. But if it's like 300 messages in the span of 5 minutes, we're going to be picking and choosing a little bit on our end to make it all
Right.
translate.
I see. Okay. So
Well, I'm still good with picking and choosing, right, Amy? I mean, just use your, I'm good with that. I mean, and then at the end, when we ask for additional questions, if there's something else we need to go back to, I'm happy to respond to it at that point.
So just so I'm understanding, so really in either scenario, Dr. Leach, you wouldn't necessarily be looking at, even if you had access to the full thread, you wouldn't necessarily be looking at that anyway.
Okay.
Right?
Well,
or that's a question.
oh
That's
no,
a question.
I'm always looking at chats when I am. I can see some of it, and I may say, "Oh, I see something," even though Amy may see it too. I may say, "Oh, you have a question related." So I may.
Okay, so you like doing that? That's
well,
not overwhelming.
It's not overwhelming
okay.
to
So
me.
what I'm saying is, it might be easier for you to have just the chat open.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that way you can see, especially if, like, again, as Amy's saying, if you're asking people to reflect. So it might make sense to just have the website open, and there's the live stream window, which we'll have to make sure is not playing, right? Because that'll create a feedback. It'll be yourself.
Right.
So that stream video can be paused, but then you can see that ongoing chat. And you can see real time as people respond to things.
Yes.
So I found this a little weird last year. So I'm going to say this as a novice to you, which is, you're both behind the stage and in front of the stage. When you have the regular website, the conference website open, you're viewing it as an attendee, and then you're also in the session that's producing the stuff that the attendees are watching. And that's why you're saying you have to mute it, because it'll do feedback from what you're listening to.
Right. Well, and live streams are delayed a little bit, just like TV. There's a little bit of delay, so like you don't want to be watching yourself a minute behind yourself.
Yeah, it's disconcerting.
Right. Yeah, for sure. And I don't know, Jay, we could look and see if maybe there's a separate link just to that Vimeo chat. I'll look and see. There might be like just a separate link I can send you, just so you can see the chat without the video. It's kind of tied to the video, so I'm trying to think of somewhere to send that to you that doesn't have the video. But that sounds like, kind of for what you're doing, that would be a better solution for more interactivity, I guess, as opposed to us feeding you questions through that.
Okay.
And then as far as what I'll do, it's totally fine for you to be watching the chat, but I'll watch it too. And just, if there's something that comes up and you happen to be midstream, I'll just interject to say, oh, we have this comment or whatever, but I'll take my cue from you. And I've done that lots of times. So I'll just, if you want to look, that's fine. I'll back off. If you're not looking, I'll pop some stuff in. We'll just work together in that way.
Sure. Okay. That's great. I like it.
Okay. Well, great. Well, then I think we should go ahead and test out screen sharing just to make sure that's working for you.
Okay, so I click on the square, the share, and let's see.
And then it gives you three options: Chrome tab, window, or your entire screen. So I would, if you've got the two screens, I would probably have your presentation on your desktop too.
Yes.
The slideshow, and then just share your desktop too.
Would it be the window, or it will be the entire screen?
It could be either, I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
But if you share the window, it's hard to share the window because then you'd have to be in PowerPoint.
So I'll just
first.
do the entire
So
screen.
I usually just share the screen. Yeah.
Okay.
Great. And I do see it here.
Me too. Yeah. Okay.
So I'm seeing the screen that you're seeing Restream on. Is that your main screen?
Main screen. Yeah.
Okay. So for the slideshow though, you probably want to share your second screen.
Okay.
Right.
Let me come back.
Because that's where the slides are.
Okay. So I go Windows screen then maybe.
That's a good question.
Oh,
Jay, do you have
multiple
monitors set up right now?
This screen. Yes.
Yes. That's correct. Yeah. You can share entire screen and then select the second screen.
Yes.
So this is your second screen.
Yes, that is my second screen. Yes.
Great. So basically it's very similar to Zoom in that you share that, and then what'll happen is that'll show up backstage as a source for Jay, he can see that and then he can put that on screen.
Okay, so that when I click on entire screen and I say screen 1, okay, where the opposite screen. Okay, got it.
Does she need to test it with the PowerPoint, or is it all? Are we all good?
It's probably not a bad idea, even if it's just a blank PowerPoint, just
Well,
to see what that's going to look like. Because again, PowerPoint likes to take over your screen
well, that's
and
part of
reconfigure
it
your
right
screens
here.
and all kinds of things.
I hadn't. That's part of it right there. So it's doable.
But I would honestly, I would try going into slideshow mode because that tends to change things a lot. So you'll want to share your screen first.
Oh, and that's something different. Let's see. Okay, let me do. Okay. That's an old slide from somebody else. Okay, but I can still do this one. It's okay. It's not mine.
Yeah, and it
Not
doesn't,
mine.
like I said, it doesn't have to be your actual.
Yeah, my
presentation.
slideshow. Okay. And then from beginning. Okay.
So then you want to share your screen because I think you stopped screen sharing.
So I stop screen sharing. Oh, down here.
You stopped. Yeah. So you need to screen share again.
So let's see. Wait a minute. Okay. Hold on. Do I exit out of this?
Exit out of
Okay. Okay. Hold on. Oh, it's me talking. Oh my God, the audio stuff is on. Okay. In. Okay, I'm trying to end. Let's see. Okay. Let's close that. All right. Okay. So this is just a template, and so you say
right. So the first thing you probably want to do is go ahead and share your entire screen number 2.
Screen 2. Okay.
Yeah. Even if we see the desktop, that's okay. So go ahead and share that, and now, I think that's probably your. I see it, but I think that's the screen 1. Right. That's the one.
That was my screen 2. You want me to share the opposite where I'm not, right?
Whatever. Yeah. Whichever one the slides are gonna.
Right. So the slides will be on screen 1. So then I share.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. So you see the slide.
That's correct.
Right. And then I go slideshow from the beginning.
Yeah.
And then it went to both screens.
Yeah. Yeah. So okay. So you've got your main screen for you is screen 2.
Okay. So I move over
right?
and I change. So I switch it out.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so what you want is whatever your main screen is, which sounds like it's number 2 for you. That's where you want to have the Chrome tab with Restream Studio, and you also want to have your PowerPoint presentation, like the PowerPoint interface. So that way, when you hit slideshow, the slideshow part will go to the other screen,
and then I can see the opposite screen. Okay, so let's try that.
Right.
Let's try this where we are now. So. Okay, so now go to screen and then go screen 1, share. Okay.
Right. So you want this, the Chrome tab, right? That with the Restream Studio, you want that on the desktop that you're not sharing.
So he's asking you to move this Chrome browser out to the other screen, the thing that you're looking at us on.
To move it out. Okay.
To move it to the other screen.
Well,
Yeah.
right, or share
Yeah.
the other screen. Yeah.
I think PowerPoint's not going to do that by default. So you're likely the screen you want to share is going to be screen 2, because once you hit start presentation, that's where your presentation view is going to be, not the presenter view, which is what we saw last time when you shared screen 1.
So, okay. So this is screen. So this is where the screen, wherever I am with the presentation. That's where I want to be now, right?
Right. So, well,
Well, let me see from the beginning if it
yes.
goes to the slide deck.
There
It
you
still
go.
goes to both.
Okay. So wherever that is, that's the one.
Right.
I don't know if that's your screen 1 or screen 2, but
Okay, so that's screen 2. Okay, so I need to go to.
and then
Go ahead.
so on screen 1 you can. I mean that works as long as you just want to have the restream this window. You want to have this on whatever screen.
So my screen 2, when I do the full presentation, I still can't see. I can see my notes and things like in the other one, but I can't see you all, and I can't see the chat.
Yeah. So okay. So go ahead and go into slideshow
Sure.
mode. And actually, if I mean, is it something that you want to be able to see your
No,
notes?
well then I won't.
Just
Then I will
smaller?
definitely
Okay.
then need Amy to be telling me if they're asking questions in the chat.
Yeah. So go ahead and escape out of
Okay.
this. And then in PowerPoint, you can see under slideshow over there where it says monitor, and right now it's set to automatic, which is
Yeah.
fine, but you can specify which monitor you want the slides to
Okay.
go to. And then where it says use presenter view, go ahead and uncheck
Okay.
that.
Okay.
And now when you hit from the beginning,
There. Now I
Yeah.
see both. Okay, so did you understand? Okay. Okay, so it's screen 2 for the presentation. Slides. All right. And then I have to make sure that the automatic is unclicked.
it's not the automatic, it's that presenter view.
Presenter view.
That's the one you don't really want.
Okay, let me escape and make sure I see it again. Okay, presenter view. Okay, let me take a picture.
Yeah. That way your other screen's free to,
Okay.
where you can see
Okay.
the chat and all that.
Make sure uncheck.
Great.
Uncheck.
And Jay, I saw that you put that chat in there. That's for this event?
That's for the keynote, yes. So
That's perfect.
yeah,
Okay.
and they do have just a separate link page for it.
Okay, I thought they did. That's great.
Yeah.
So
then-
yeah, so that could be in the Chrome browser as well, just as another
Okay.
tab, and that way you can just flip over to their tab and look at the chat.
Okay. All right, cool. So Amy,
Yes.
question, do you all have a template?
For the slides, we can give you a template. We don't have one that we require, but I'm certainly happy to send you one.
Well, I would prefer to have a template for you all and not Fayetteville State, because I was doing,
Sure.
I think that's
Absolutely.
most
I'll send
appropriate.
that to you next. Let me just make a
Okay,
note.
just copy my Amy if you don't mind.
Sure thing.
Okay. And then how long, would you like me to talk and then ask questions?
So we have a full hour for you. So normally we say about 40 minutes for talking and then 20 minutes for questions. But if you want to break it up during and at any point have pauses, I'll just roll with that whenever you pause. Yeah.
But I'm from,
you have an hour.
I'm from 12 to 1.
You are from 11:30 to 12:30.
11:30, 12:30.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Okay. Great. All right.
Yeah. And let me double check. That's what you have on your end, right, Josh?
Yes, that's correct. So we would want you to, if possible, to join like 11:15
to set everything up.
So
I'll
we
be
can
ready.
get everything checked. Because then we'll start the stream itself just a few minutes before, just to make sure everyone can see it and everything. but that way we can have a little bit of time backstage just to double check.
Sounds good.
Do you feel okay?
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm good.
You feel good about it? Okay. I feel fine. I'm sure it'll
Yeah.
go smoothly.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And so I'm in Chrome now, so we know that's the deal. And then now I know how to see both screens. And then, yeah, I've never sat down and gave a talk, so this is going to be interesting. So we'll see how it goes.
You know what? I would just be honest with people about that. Be like, hey, I'm an in-person person, but I'm trying this out because I have.
Oh, I am. Oh, I am. Oh, I am. I am. So
I'm sure a lot of them can relate.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right, very good. Well, I think I'm good.
Awesome.
This was very helpful, and I appreciate the tutorial. And
yeah,
ask a question. I'm sorry.
Is this the link that we're going to be using on Wednesday?
No, I sent that out, I think, to you as well. I don't know if you saw that email.
Was it the Zoom link?
No, it's a Restream link.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll look to see if I got it. But
we're just getting over commencement. She probably hadn't seen nothing. I mean,
sure. Yeah. I think I sent that out this weekend. So I think
she's still digging out of email.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
for sure.
you.
So,
But Amy, just let us know if you can't find it, and we'll get it. Yeah.
Will do. Thank you.
perfect.
Thanks,
All right.
guys.
Well, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Look forward to it. We'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.